Okay. The other thing that you mentioned, which happens to be my favorite subject, is conversion rate. So conversion rate is the magic bullet, or they say a cure to all illnesses. If your conversion rate is high, you'll be laughing all the way to the bank. If it's not, then you're going to be struggling. So define what is conversion rate and where do you find it?
Sure. So conversion rate within Amazon, it's on the business reports. You can find it under the unit session percentage. That's the most accurate that you're going to get for overall sales. You can also find it in the advertising reports to actually calculate what your conversions are. But to calculate conversions on your own, it's essentially the total sessions that are coming to the page, and it's divided. It's the total orders divided by the total sessions, which is going to give you your conversion rate. So that's how many times people are coming to your page and how many times they're actually purchasing the product.
Okay, so you've got 4 things there.
Yeah.
So first of all, conversion rate, you go to business reports and you'll see unit session percentage. That really is not true conversion.
Yep.
It is the number of pieces ordered divided by number of visitors that came to the page. So if somebody bought 3 pieces, you're going to get 300% conversion. Well, where in the world do you have 300%? Well, guess what? On Amazon, it exists, except that that doesn't help you because it's not the measure. And so that's one thing you mentioned. The other one you mentioned is the advertising. The number that you see in advertising reports, that's your conversion for the advertising performance.
Exactly.
So, well, that doesn't really help you because that's just half the story. And frankly, the bigger half and the better half is the organic, right? So, because ultimately, I don't mean in terms of conversion. I mean in terms of traffic, because that's what we are all trying to build up, right? Organic rank will reduce your dependency on advertising. So, so tell me, what do you think?
No, I agree. I mean, they are different metrics, and the way Amazon calculates them is not always clear either. You're right. Unit session percentage is not a clear metric on what your actual conversion rates are because of the examples you just gave. At the same time, advertising, to me, is a more complete, the conversion rate numbers in advertising are more complete than just using the overall account data, because it's specific to where you're spending dollars. I mean, Amazon over time has shifted more and more to an advertising pay-to-play platform. So making sure that you're optimizing for conversion rates on advertising is really where we focus a lot of our effort. Because if we're spending money and we're not getting the sales at the end of the day, then it's going to be a problem. So that's really where we focus. The other number you talked about is the organic side, which would be essentially subtracting clicks and ad sales to calculate an organic conversion rate. That is also challenging. It's kind of possible through the search term report. The brand search term report, not the advertising search term report, where you can actually see how things are moving down through the funnel and how you're converting compared to your competitors. So there are ways to get the data, but again, it's a variety of different metrics and everybody has their own preferences on what they focus on.
Yeah. In addition, you have to be doing it on a daily basis so that you can look at it over time. So getting one report for 1 week and another report for a month, and that doesn't mean anything. So it's a disciplined approach you have to be collecting, right?
Exactly. And every adjustment you make, again, we focus heavily on advertising, but every adjustment we make on the advertising side, we need to actually analyze afterwards. All right, how did this affect conversion rates? Did it improve? Did it decrease? There's a whole lot of the other factors that go into it. But yes, if you're not monitoring it on a frequent basis, you're not going to be able to see what's really performing or what's not performing.
Yeah. Now, one other thing here that you have to be doing is keeping a record of what it is that you're doing in conjunction with the impact that those things are having. In other words, when you look at your data, you see the chart going up and down, you've got to have a record of something somewhere where you say, oh, well, this is what I had done over here. Oh, this is what, right? So you need to be able to have some kind of correlation between what you've done and what it impacted. So you've got to be taking notes all the time and marking them, and so that way you can make an educated decision next time. Repeat what's working and stop doing what you're not doing, both as an agency as well as a seller, right?
Yeah, exactly. And you actually bring up another good point in that conversion rate is also highly impacted by what the listing actually looks like. So irregardless of making bid changes or keyword changes on the advertising campaign side, the way you change your images or the way that you change your titles or whatever can actually have an impact on the conversion rate significantly. So you're right. It's A/B testing the content you have on your listing, as well as seeing how bid adjustments are affecting conversion rates and sales. So there's a lot of moving parts at this all at the same time, and it requires, like as we've said a few times now, it requires a lot of data analysis capabilities to actually be able to track what changes are impacting what numbers.
Yeah. Now, remember I said you said 4 things, and I only covered 2 of them. So there's 2 more. The third one you mentioned is the true conversion. I just want to clarify for our listeners that the way you measure conversion is you take the number of orders, divide by number of visitors to the page. So that means from the business reports, you can get number of orders, and then at the same time, you get number of sessions for that time period, and then you divide one by the other. So, and if you actually do this, you are going to see the relationship between USP and CR, because they won't be the same.
Yes.
And yeah, we see this all the time, right?
And another interesting one now, I mean, we can keep going deeper on this. When you're actually talking about true conversion rates, if you're looking at the business reports, the number that you really need are not the I forgot the name of the column, but it is the ASIN orders versus the brand orders. So for example, your ad might drive a sale on another product that you have in your catalog, but that's not the true conversion rate of your product. That's the conversion rate that your ad is driving overall. So if we really want to dive down another level, you need to look at the actual number of orders that your ad is driving for that specific SKU versus the orders it's driving for other brands or other ASINs, excuse me. So yeah, I mean, there's, again, we're talking about a whole different level of complexity when it comes to measuring this, but yeah, it does have a big impact on everything.
Yeah.